Hi everybody! Hi Tama! Welcome to our episode 7 post-game show. We're gonna post another post-game show about what we're gonna do next, but for now the season is over. We just shot our final review, and I wanted to address an issue that has been raised by a lot of you patrons, taking both sides of the argument about episode 6. I don't know if we've ever had as many comments about any video than we have in the videos about episode 6 on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people were upset, felt that we were too negative, the spreading hate and whatever, and just like getting people down on the show that they love. But it's not scientific. But I did get the sense that more people felt differently and felt that they appreciated that we spoke our mind and didn't try to sugarcoat it. And actually, that's like two opinions that you cannot bridge. I did take a poll in our live stream yesterday. 17 people voted, so it's okay for Trump, I guess. It can be okay for us. It was 14-3 who did not enjoy the episode. 14-3. So I don't know where you stand, but let's have an honest conversation about walking the fine line between being critical and not being overly critical. Just like people are trying to enjoy the show, we don't want to step on your experience or ruin it or whatever. So I have talked for a minute straight now, I think. So Itamar, you go now. Boom.
Yeah, fine line.
Great stuff, Itamar.
Well, we are doing reviews. And, you know, when you do reviews, you review it. You give your opinion. And, yeah, it's
and we do try not to be too negative.
Yeah, we do try.
Because we can be a lot more negative if we wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't want to.
Yeah.
Because we want to enjoy the show. I want to enjoy the show.
Yeah, I want to enjoy the show too. I mean, if you've been watching us since we started, we were very kind to the show, and I think at times even kinder than the show deserves.
Right. We try to, if we have negative things to say, most of the time, 90% of the time, we try to make it funny and light and not rant. But just like this episode 6, and I think episode 7, but you actually enjoyed episode 7 more than me, which is usually the opposite, the other way around. If every channel out there is afraid to speak their mind because this show is beyond TV, it's like, you know, the dear leader, he's more than the state.
Yeah.
You cannot even say that an episode was horrible. No, I don't know. I think we can handle, I think everything is fine. I think it's fine that we speak our mind, and if it's not what you think, that's also fine, and you can express that. I've been getting even personal messages on Patreon by patrons that have been miffed by it. That's fine too.
But they've been what?
Miffed.
What's that?
Upset.
Upset.
It's like rubbed them the wrong way. That
upset because the episode was shit, or
no,
because
upset because we are spreading hate or just being negative. And if people want to enjoy the show, I can understand why us criticizing it and then other people pouring in the comments. I can understand why that experience would not be as fun, and we want our patrons to have fun being patrons, of course.
Yeah, but it's easier to say it as it is. That's
to tell it like it is.
To tell it as it is. That's easier, at least for me. I would feel that we're doing a disservice to our patrons and everyone that watches us if we would be like, for episode 6, we'll be like, yeah, Ice Dragon, yeah, you know, that was awesome, the fight scenes. If you like it, okay, but it's fine. But I don't know. Maybe it's because we come from. Oh my God!
Maybe.
Okay, it's a great show. It's a great show. And I'm not a book fanatic. I'm really, some of the choices they made during the adaptation were very good choices.
Yeah.
Given place, more place to Tywin, let's say,
Of course.
in the second season.
Cersei also.
Cersei,
Right. The Hound.
The Hound. Yeah, some of the choices were very, very, very good.
Right.
Some of even George R. R. Martin choices were like questionable. This whole Quentin. Yeah, Quentin plot line.
And the Lady Stoneheart. I don't care for Lady Stoneheart. I must say. Also, another point: the season is short, 7 episodes, 6 more to go. The year is 52 weeks, so there's a lot of time to do our regular content and to give you whatever our point of view on all kinds of shit. We're gonna talk about that in a separate video. We're not here just for the season, so we don't feel like we have to hype the season no matter what, because otherwise our raison d'etre for the channel is not there. No, we like to look at things our way. This story is incredible. There's so much stuff to talk about that we enjoy: politics and history and story and narratives and character and arcs. When the show doesn't have that much stuff to dissect, then obviously our videos are not the same that they are when we talk about more general and big stuff and deep stuff.
We're part of the Game of Thrones community. We started talking about the books mainly, but then we transitioned to the show during the, because the show suppressed also the books, and there's only show right now. But I think it's important that the people from the GOT community will stand up and call shit when they see.
I think it could make the next season better, maybe. If they read like all the bad reviews for the last 2 seasons.
I'm giving them too much credit.
I don't know, maybe it gets delayed, and then they have more time to write stuff down and to make sure the dialogues are not just like bare bone dialogues.
We didn't talk about it in the review. I actually wanted to, but I forgot. Let's take one example. Jon and Daenerys finally sleep together, and whatever, and they love each other, of course, when they're gonna marry,
because she's pretty. That's what Littlefinger said. She's pretty. That was the explanation.
I didn't get that. I mean, nobody was surprised when it happened. Nobody was surprised. And to make it this thin in terms of like the depth of the characters,
and they had 6 episodes to do that.
Yeah, exactly. They had 6 episodes to do that. And normally the season is 10 episodes. So they did that in 5.5 episodes to build this, tension, to build this relationship, to make it like rocky even. There was nothing there. I mean, there was nothing there. It was, they didn't even show them, saying the same word, like together, like, kill the White Walkers! Kill the White Walkers!
Jinx! Jinx again!
They didn't even do that. It was like back and forth. Kneel, I won't kneel. Kneel, I won't kneel. And then I do some hero stuff to make to make you like me. I would like, on the merits of their alliances being smart politically, and her needing heirs and him needing her dragons, and on the merit of this is a good political deal to join our houses, even though we don't really like each other, I would say maybe that's better even. And just drop the whole thing in Meereen. Just drop it. Just drop it.
What do you mean?
Because she already did the choice of marrying somebody she didn't really love. So maybe it will be repetitive. I don't know.
Martin always says that the only story worth telling is the human heart in conflict against itself. There was was there a conflict in their heart regarding each other?
No, it was like an easy decision. Nobody gave up anything except Jon maybe giving up the crown, which he never really wanted. This conflict, like you said, this conflict that George R. R. Martin always talks about, it doesn't matter if you put them in 3,000 years in the future or 3,000 years in the past. Not only with Jon and Daenerys. We didn't see that, I think.
From Cersei? You see that from Cersei?
Not really. She's very like,
and Jaime, I guess, but it was more a conflict between him and her.
Yeah, that's true. And it was like solved like that.
And what was the conflict that Sansa had with
Sansa? Maybe you can sense a little bit Sansa like, okay, I'm playing the game. I need to be cruel. I need to be.
Yeah, but
she's talking about people behind the back.
But it was smooth for her.
Yeah, so this conflict is absent.
And Arya, no.
No, Arya had no conflict. Maybe Tyrion had a little bit. Varys, what about Varys? He wasn't even
when we posted our video earlier this season about us moving away from counting on any income coming in from YouTube and just focusing on the patrons, so we thought, okay, this is a more precise audience that we know, that is more like us, and it's easier to cater to you patrons than to some amorphic audience. Some people are Daenerys fans or Jon fans or whatever, then whatever, you're gonna annoy somebody that's like fair weather fans.
Yeah.
But our patrons, what I get, first of all, like I hope some of you feel that we enhance your experience, and if we're being negative, I can understand your frustration. But basically, we're just gonna tell it like it is, not in a blunt Trump sort of way. Just like we're gonna judge the show on its own merits.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to enjoy every single episode. We're gonna try to keep it positive, keep it light. But if it crosses a line, then we just will tell it like it is. We don't want to bum you out or anything. But I'm thinking that's why most of the patrons became patrons. That's what you signed up for, like us giving our reviews, our opinions.
Yeah, and it wasn't that controversial. I can say I read a few reviews, even the Israeli reviewers, and they're unanimous. Something happened to this show. It's not entertaining as it used to be.
Right.
Even
The Onion made fun of it.
Even the Onion made fun of it. You know, even the mainstream news website in Israel, Walla, their reviewer was like, what happened there? It's made no sense, you know.
And even this episode, we just glanced over some headlines of reviews for the season's finale, and people said, the review said that it was bland and boring and underwhelming and stuff like that. So we're trying to walk a fine line. We're always conscious of it. We're always talking about it. Mm-hmm. If we have something negative to say, we're gonna try to make it funny and not make the experience be like burden you. But so it's not, we're not disregarding that aspect at all. But at the end of the day, we have to give our opinion, because otherwise, what's the point of making videos and reviews? And because we take it seriously, like all our videos for 3 years, like 70-80% of them are not related to the season.
Yeah.
About big political stuff, big historical stuff, arcs and narrative and stuff like that. And if that's what we bring to the table and the show doesn't bring that along, then we have to call them out and say that this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just like any other reviewer out there who's just like recapping the episode. We don't want to do that, and you don't want us to do that.
And also, I would suggest everybody that doesn't agree with us, I would suggest go binge watch the show from the first episode in the first season. Maybe not now, maybe like in 6 months or something like that, when the ink is dry and whatever. Go binge watch the show and see there is a clear difference, in quality. The first four seasons were like truly masterpiece. Game of Thrones, I would argue, is in the top 10, top 5 of the best shows ever. And
the dialogues were incredible.
Yeah, and something happened. You can't deny it. Something happened. The pacing, the darkness,
the
dialogues, the arcs. Yeah.
Okay, so we hope you find that answer satisfying. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. And let's not bash people who did enjoy episode 6 and 7. That's fine. And so we'll see you all in our next videos. We'll have a lot of them coming up in the next 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.